Hey guys, Vern, welcome back. So today I am in Cebuland, walking the beach here. Now, I have some unfortunate news, and the news is I'm single again, back in the sea of singleness. So I figured it'd be good to start at the sea and have our little talk. So one thing I've done is I've taken you guys along the journeys that I've taken through the ups, the downs, the good, the bad. And I think it's just important to go through this topic and share my experience a little bit, so maybe you don't have to make the same mistakes, or maybe it helps you with whatever you're dealing with in your situation. So today I started my journey in Cebuland. Now this is where it began, where I first met Elvie and her ex in 2016. Now I wanted a place to go to kind of get out of the city a little bit and do a little walk and talk vlog, and I thought, why not go there? So that's where I am today. So the tide's coming in. Hopefully it's not too dang noisy for this vlog. So to make a long story short, basically, if you date somebody that just come out of a long-term relationship, or maybe they had a death of a spouse, you're always at risk of being what they call a rebound relationship. Now, I want to say that risk is really high if you're the first person to date after they've had these experiences. I want to say it's probably a 70% chance that if you're the first person dating them, you're going to end up being their rebound. Why is that? Well, I experienced the same thing after my divorce. I dated a girl, and you just have all this raw emotion that you haven't processed. You have feelings that you haven't dealt with, and that kind of gets directed and misdirected at the other person that you're with. And it's not always a smooth experience, and it's easier just to pull out of it, be done with it, than it is to deal with all your stuff. Now, my experience with Elvie was 2 years ago, her husband passed away. And she never dealt with that emotionally to the point where she was ready to start something new. And I knew it was a risk. But the thing is I seen good qualities in her that I really liked, that I looked for a long time. And I decided it was worth the risk for me. Maybe not for you, but for me it was. So I decided to proceed forward. Now, the hardest thing with that relationship was, in 2 years, it was like you start to get close, they pull you in, they push you away 2 times the distance that they pulled you in the first time. And the second time, they pull you in, they push you back even farther, and then you just begin this tug of war, this roller coaster up and down. And normally I wouldn't have dealt with that, but I figured I had to be somewhat respectful to someone that's grieving. But if I had to do it again, I probably wouldn't, because it just was too much for me on my end to have to deal with. So if you want to date somebody that had a similar situation, be ready for that, okay? The closer we got emotionally, the more she'd think about her husband who passed. And she didn't want to lose that person. That was what she wanted. And the thing is she wanted that person in the next person as close as she could find it. And I'm not that person. And it took her 2-year anniversary, which was about 4 or 5 days ago, of her getting married to him, to feeling that strong emotion, to finally put that strong emotion next to the strong emotion next to me and weigh it out and say, I wanted what I had, you're not what I had, I'm looking for something different, or I'm not ready to move on. So that's where it's at, you guys. That's where it's at. And in some ways, I'm grateful for the experience we had. I'm not bitter, I'm not upset, I'm not too sad. And the reason I'm not too sad is because I never got to get super close. In the 2 years that we were together, it was like close, push, close, push, close, push. And I never got to build up a really high emotional connection. So it wasn't the hardest thing to finally break free. So one nice thing being in Asia as a foreigner, there are tons of options. Tons of options. You know, I still kind of have an idea what I'm looking for, and I'd like to find some of those traits, but maybe I'd be willing to lower my expectations a little bit, because I sure don't want to be single for a long time anymore. I've done that long enough, you guys, so that's where it's at. And hopefully this audio turns out okay, because there are a lot of crashing waves here. So where I'm at is just below, that's Cebu Island right there, you guys. That is the south end of Cebu Island. And I am at the opposite island called Negros Island, and I am on Negros Oriental. Now my island has two parts. Occidental, which is the northern part, is up that direction. And I'm in the southern part of the island called Negros Oriental. And that's the Port of Cebu land right up here. Yeah, maybe we'll go for a walk. It's like I say, you guys, I don't have any ill will toward anybody. It was a learning experience. It was an experience I chose. I own it. It is what it is. And hopefully the next one will be a little smoother. So this is a little fishing community down here, and it may be just a little rough for the fishing. All right, it's a fishing cat. Let's see if we can get around this water here. A lot of trash rolled in here. This wave's coming in. A lot of plastic garbage. So when it comes to matters of the heart, there really is no right or wrong. You just make decisions and you give it a shot and go forward, and it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's the way life is. There's no guarantees. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. And what do they say? I could have missed the heartache, but I'd have had to miss the dance. And that's where it's at, you guys. So that's all I got today. And we've got some cool things on the horizon to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to car camping. I've got the camping gear I'm buying right now. In fact, I got a message. Some of it's going to be delivered pretty soon. And we're going to be hitting the road. So lots to do, lots of places to go, you guys. I'm real excited.